Well, welcome back, folks. In today's video, I bring you through the complete build, finish, and final install of a piece I made for my brother for his 40th birthday. The filming was stretched over a few weeks, so it has a bit of a slow start, so bear with me. It meant a lot for me to try and capture this process, as I've learned over the years that the process usually is just as important as the end result. I hope you enjoy. So my brother's 40th is right around the corner, and I want to make him something. I'm having a real hard time trying to figure out what I'm going to make him. I've even reached out to the great Giannis Patelis over at the Meat Eater to try and help me hone in on a decision. I have this oak that came from his property I've had for quite a while. It's not much, but I'd like to make whatever I make out of this. We've done a few things at his house that was made from this wood, but it'd be cool to make something that will last a while out of this wood that came from his property. So, I don't know. And I figured it out. Alright, here we are. It is a few days past my brother's 40th birthday. I really wanted to do something special for him. It took me a while to figure it out. So we just got back from Connecticut. One of our cousins passed away, rest in peace David Labby, and we acquired a family heirloom. It's my grandfather's gun. I'm not sure the exact model. Yeah, I'll put it right here. It was my grandfather's gun, and I'm going to build a case for it. So it's a good thing that I didn't follow through on one of the ideas I originally had, because this is going to be perfect. Because we have what we have here. This is the red oak off my brother's property. They dropped the trees to make a driveway to his house, and he had those trees milled up, these red oaks. So let's get going. Alright, so I'm not sure if you can see here. I just went on a long rant about how I was going to make this showcase for my brother's gun and the back, and how I was going to recess the back, and how I was going to have a French cleat on there. But hey, I wasn't filming. But that's okay, because I know what I'm going to do now, and you don't have to see me rant. Alright, so I'm about to glue up the back. That's all you really need to know. I mean, I got dimensions for the case, okay? And I figure out how I'm gonna make the back. And by glue up the back, I mean mill up the back, because you gotta mill it up before you glue it up, okay? Alright, so all I'm really about to do is pick out which parts I want to use for my back. I'm gonna set aside the parts I want to use for the case, so I know I have good stock for the case. Okay. So these are our 4 boards for the back. I want to make sure that I can get it wide enough. Yeah, I can even rip these down a bit, which I probably will. Yeah, that my britches up. Alright, now I gotta get an edge on these so I can rip them on down to 5 inches so I can get a good clean face on them. Alright? Alright, now we are going to rip these bad boys down on the table saw so I can get a good clean face on them. Alright? Yeah, this is probably best lighting right here, naturally. So we're going to run these boards that I just ripped down back through the joiner to get a flat face on one side so we have a good reference for the planer and to clean up our edges, all right? Now I'm gonna run them through my planer so I can get them to a uniform thickness, and then I can clean up the edges, and then I can glue them up. Now, I've got these boards down. I've got them to 5/8 of an inch thick. Now I'm going to clean up these edges one last time and then clamp them up into one big panel. All right, just like that. Almost anyways. I'm gonna lay out some clamps so we can lay this out, glue it up. I'm just gonna wipe this excess glue off and then we just wait. I might get started on the case, but I gotta go do a couple of chores real quick. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do. My clamps aren't long enough to make the sides long on the case. So I might have to make the tops longer. But I can go ahead and mill this material down to really thick as possible. I don't need to go to 3/4 if I don't have to. I'm okay with some rough parts. Also, I think it will add character as long as it's not on a joint. I accidentally fed this last pass through on the side rail, and it really took a chunk out of that thing. Yeah, you guessed it. We're back over here and we're gonna get another edge on the damn board. Oh, my bad. I got in the flow zone. I'm just ripping these boards down to 5 inches because that's how wide or deep the case will be, the showcase. Our case is gonna lay out something like so. And I was gonna have these side guys, the sideboards on the outside. Starting to reconsider that because I don't have clamps long enough. I could still make it happen, but so we're gonna cut a groove 5/16 deep, a dado rather, and I think since this back is 5/8, we want another 1/2 inch or so left for the French cleat. So 5/8 plus 1/2 inch is 1 1/8. So we're gonna have to go in here 1 1/8. Like so, on all 4 sides. The only thing that sucks is you'll be able to see that in the bottom. So I might put a little piece of block in there, little filler. you can get the idea. You see the groove? This would be the back of the case. The sides would run long, like so. And our back that we already glued up would drop down in there. And what I am gonna have to do is plug bottoms at least, maybe the tops. Could either do that or miter it. Yeah, I might miter it. That way you don't have to plug anything, and I can use my clamps. I could use my clamps. Alright, I'm about to cut the miters, the 45-degree angles on the corners of the case. Took me a while to set everything up, but we good now, bye. Alright, I got all these miters cut. That's what they look like. I'm about to biscuit them. About to get my biscuit on. I'm just gonna sand the inside of the case because it's gonna be hard to get to after we glued the case together. Time for the glue up. This is the main case glued up. I'm gonna have some lunch, and then I'm gonna come back and sand that back, and then I will cut it and drop it into place and probably glue it in there. And then I can sand the outside of the case. All I'm gonna do is take this back panel out of the clamps, sand it, cut it to size, drop it into the case frame, and probably glue it and hit some brads in there. All right, wow. I used my sled and table saw to cross cut and rip the back panel down to size. I pulled my case, the main case, out of clamps, and I'm just finished sanding the back panel so I can glue it and pin it into the back, into the case. Ready? All right, so the reason why I did it like this and left this bit here is so I could have a 1/2 inch French cleat. I should have 1/2 inch right here. Yep, 1/2 inch. Just gonna roll these right here. All right. All right, here we are. It's been a week since I worked on this. I talked to my brother. He didn't care to have a glass door over this piece. He said he'd like access to the gun. He needed it. So it's good news because It saved time and it saved having to get the glass and all the hardware for the door and all that work, notching out the hinges and whatnot. Now I did waste a little bit of time making these fancy open mortise and tenon joints on the door, but I don't know, I'll do something with it. So all I have left to do is do a little bit of touch-up sanding. I have to make a French cleat, stain it, and put a finish on it. Now, I'm gonna do the sanding, I'll make the French cleat, I'm gonna have my help do the staining. I typically don't stain wood nowadays. Why, you ask? Well, because I don't see the reason why I would want to change something that nature already made so beautiful, okay? But see, we've already stained everything we built out of this wood in my brother's house, so we have to match everything. I try not to do too much staining nowadays, so I'm gonna have my help stain this. Anyways, we're gonna stain this. I'm gonna make a French cleat. I'm gonna do a little bit of sanding. I'm gonna set it up so my help can stain it, and then we're gonna get a finish on it. And I'll bring you guys along for all that. And of course, after all of that, we have to install it. And I'll bring you along for that too. Now the only thing I did after the stain before the install was apply a couple coats of wax to the case. That's right, I waxed on, waxed off that SOB. Look, I was stoked with it. My brother was stoked with it. I hope you guys enjoyed the process, and if you didn't, maybe you might enjoy the final product. Now here it comes. Alright, Dave. I'm gonna let you do the honors.
Oh, alright.
Dude! Dude! I brought these two. Let me
Have
tell
that casing, that cartridge, the empty cartridge right there. Left, straight.
Do you have a ammo box? I thought that lip might be good for ammo box.
I do. I just did a bunch of ammo right here by a gun. So I got that empty one.
Hold on.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
I had had these for a while. I don't know. I just realized they were Daisy the other day, but they're antiques. I thought it might look cool up here.
I don't know what you think.
Yeah.
Cool over here or something.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Little pop. New Cracker Barrel. Dude, that looks awesome,
Sweet.
man.
Hell yeah.
Dude, appreciate that.
I had knocked that one out. I didn't want to be one of them ones that.
Drug. Yeah, man. I was surprised at the speed.
Yeah, hell, it would have been done last weekend if I knew you didn't want a door button. Thanks for watching.